Oh, just finished mowing the lawn before it rained. Officially today finished my last client job. So the BC ones are all done. Turned out all right actually. Sound lovely. I've enjoyed listening to those while they've been here, and also the LS3 ones are done as well. So yeah, they'll be going back to the client soon, and then that's it. I finished all my client jobs, which is quite a relief really. So here on inwards, it's my own one-off builds and concentrating on my 3 speakers. The HA36 is basically done now. I'm very happy with it. I've made a couple of little tweaks, but minor things. So yeah, that'll I'll do a proper video on those soon. Some proper sound clips, not me tricking everyone into what's playing and what's not. But anyway, right, so back onto the subject of one-off builds. I recently sold a pair of speakers, and as part of the payment for those, I got the guys pair of Ditton 44s, which are in complete need of refurbishment. They're not bad. I think the bones are good enough to start with for what I want to do. When I do a proper build on this, I'll go around the cabinets, but my main concern was the corners, that they're intact and they're not bad. I think these will all stand up quite nicely. We got a few bits and pieces here. A bit of missing veneer on the top of that, which is a bit annoying. But there's 2 options with these. I'm either going to just refurbish them and sell them, or I'm going to do something that's been on the back of my mind for quite a while. So yeah, let's take the cover off. Look at that, whee, and have a look. Oh. Yeah, they're not very good. Oh, that's the mesh cover. Some people say that that is the same as the mesh cover used on an LS35A tweeter, which is a KEF T27. It's not. The cover used on the T27 is kind of has 4 slots in it. That doesn't. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so these are a Mark 1 Ditton 44. A lot of people say the Mark 1 is the better of the 2. There was a slightly earlier version than this, which had a square bezel. Later they kind of gained this angle cut all the way around. This is real wood, so these corners can sand out pretty well. Yeah, so a Mark 1. These have the chipboard box for the mid-range enclosure, which is only fixed to the front baffle. It doesn't go all the way to the back. So the whole back panel is just one big radiator. A fairly early tweeter, I've only a couple of times seen these with the HF2000 with the 3 fixing holes. Normally this is just a smooth bezel clamped in with the triangular clamps. So it's probably one of the earlier tweeters. Cards come away. The other one isn't great either. I haven't tested these. I've been told they work, and I hope they do, because that will be a bit of a bugger if not. But yeah, so we have our mid driver, which feels nice. Our woofer, which hopefully is okay. It does feel a little bit gritty. Yeah, so my plan is, like I say, 2 things. I'm either going to refurbish these really nicely and sell them, or there's something that I've always wanted to do with a pair of these. So the mid-range in these, covers from about 500 hertz all the way up to 5,000 hertz, 5 kilohertz, which for a 6-inch driver is quite a lot. It's playing up very high, and ordinarily you wouldn't want that to happen. The HF2000 can't play very low. To me, this just plays up too high, and I'm sure it would be beneficial if this played lower. I've always thought that. So really what I'm probably going to do with these is create what I'm going to call a Ditton 44 XR. So like the Ditton 15, they did an XR version, extended range, because the original 15 had a HF 1300 tweeter which rolls off at 13 kilohertz. They then changed that later for an HF 1000, which was the extended range version, a different woofer, but yeah, same sort of concept really. So my plan is to measure this mid-range in its enclosure and see just how low we could push it. The integration between these two is really good, and I may well leave alone, but there's benefits to this playing lower. If I could get this to 200 or 150 hertz, maybe 100 hertz would be really good. That means it's going to take the sort of lower mid-range off of the woofer, which will help with our image in from this speaker. So that's the plan. If I can get this to play lower, fantastic. But I also don't want it playing up high. I would like to stop it playing around the 2000 hertz region, 2 kilohertz. But I can't push this lower. I've just done the BC ones, and I've also always been a fan of the 16 ohm HF 1300. I've probably mentioned that numerous times. And there's some magic between the HF 1300 and the Cole Super Tweeter. In the LS36, you will see the HF 1300 with this tweeter, with the HF 2000. So my plan at the moment is to get rid of this, cut this out and insert a new panel in here, and then introduce an HF 1300 and a Cole Super Tweeter. So we're kind of going to fit the top end of a BC1 into this. The BC1 crosses its woofer to this at about 3000 hertz, which I will be happy to do with this. But these can play reasonably low, and there's benefit to that. So yeah, that's the plan, is to fit these two, probably use something similar to the crossover design that's used on the BC1, and then I will work on the mid-range circuit to integrate this with the HF 1300 and Super Tweeter, and then hopefully adjust the mid-range circuit and the woofer circuit to pull this down a bit lower. So that is the plan. If I really wanted to keep this all Celestion and suggest that it could have been what Celestion did to really pimp these up, then I could retain that, fit that. There's probably enough room to push that up. But I like the Cole Super Tweeter, so I'm going to use that. And then we'll do the normal thing with the cover, recloth these, badge is falling off. And then with the cabinet, there's only one brace that goes left to right on the Mark 1. We have the same brace on the Mark 2, but the cardboard tube mid-range enclosure on the Mark 2 is fixed to the back, so that does lock the front and back panels together, and then we have a brace left and right. And believe it, where the brace is, they're noticeably more solid, obviously. So I will probably put more bracing in these, and certainly on the back panel, which I think is loose, and probably some panel control as well to stop any further resonances, and yeah, just see what these can be turned into. I've had loads of these. I think I recently put a post up saying I'd had my 15th pair, so I know them really well, and it's become a niche for me, the Ditton 44. I just know them really well. The 66 crossover wise is pretty similar, same woofer, same tweeter, but a dome mid. So I've come to know these really, really well. So yeah, that is the plan, an introduction to this video, to this build, which is going to be one of mine. I'm pretty sure I will be doing this upgrade, and whether I keep them or whether I sell them, I don't know, but I'll certainly keep them for some time and enjoy them, because I think this could be pretty special. And then I'll build some decent stands for them as well. So yeah, watch this space. I also have these Ditton 15 XRs that I've fitted 2 Ditton 15 XR woofers into. This is going to become a subwoofer. I've got a decent plate amplifier that will go on the back of this. Probably where the old tweeter was, I will introduce a port to tune these fairly low, and this could well complement these. Whilst this has got a big 12-inch woofer, I can't say they play that low. The bass is pretty good. On the Mark 1, possibly a bit better. Some people prefer the Mark 1, although really there isn't much difference. Certainly a little bit of difference in the crossover, really, where this rolls into the woofer. But that could be a good complement to this, and obviously they're going to match as well. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm sort of rambling on a bit now, but I thought I would introduce you to this new project. Right, have a good weekend, because it's Saturday, and I will catch up with you soon. Bye.